Curiosity, imagination, and creativity are like muscles. If you don't use them, you'll lose them. Jean Piaget and Lev Vygotsky were among the first to link play with cognitive development. Play has to do with physical, social, emotional, language, and cognitive abilities of children. Benefits of play include gaining knowledge, solving problems, strengthening language, developing imaginations, and learning how to be in a group of children. The importance of play can also pertain to preschoolers. Toys are their tools. Playing helps preschoolers develop physically, socially, and intellectually. It also helps them to learn to explore, learn, make new friends, and find information by themselves, as well as use their imagination. This image has to do with the social aspect of play, and it explains how in asphalt playgrounds, children were more likely to create social hierarchies based around athleticism and physical ability, often encouraging aggression and violence. In natural play areas, the children engaged in more creative forms of play that promoted a more egalitarian structure of inclusion.
Unoccupied play, when a child actually isn't playing at all. Solitary, when a child plays alone. This type of play is important because it teaches a child how to keep himself entertained, eventually setting the path to being self-sufficient. Onlooker, when a child observes other children playing and doesn't partake in the action. Most likely will happen in younger children trying to improve their vocabulary. Parallel, the two children having fun playing side by side in their own little world. Associative, children playing separately from one another, but in this mode of play they are involved with what their others are doing. An example is children building a city with blocks. As they build their individual buildings, they are talking to one another and engaging with each other. Cooperative, when the children actually play with each other.
Children who are denied playtime are much more likely to become adults who are less trustful and less cooperative. It is through play that children at a very early age engage and interact in the world around them. Life without play, flirting, humor, fantasy, games, and movies is not true life. We're basically designed to play through our entire lifetime. Basic human trust is based on play signals. Children are able to benefit emotionally from risk play.
The physiology of that is something we're beginning to get a handle on. And I'd like you to think that every bit of more complex play builds on this base for us humans. And so now I'm going to take you through sort of a way of looking at play, but it's never just singly one thing. We're going to look at body play, which is a spontaneous desire to get ourselves out of gravity. This is a mountain goat. If you're having a bad day, try this. Jump up and down, wiggle around, you're going to feel better. And you may feel like this character, who is also just doing it for its own sake. It doesn't have a particular purpose, and that's what's great about play. If its purpose is more important than the act of doing it, it's probably not play. And there's a whole other type of play, which is object play. And this Japanese macaque has made a snowball, and he or she's going to roll down a hill. And they don't throw it at each other, but this is a fundamental part of being playful. The human hand in manipulation of objects is the hand in search of a brain. The brain is in search of a hand, and play is the medium by which those two are linked in the best way. JPL, we heard this morning, JPL is an incredible place. They have located two consultants, Frank Wilson and Nate Johnson, who are, Frank Wilson's a neurologist, Nate Johnson is a mechanic. He taught mechanics in a high school in Long Beach and found that his students were no longer able to solve problems. And he tried to figure out why, and he came to the conclusion quite on his own that the students who could no longer solve problems such as fix cars hadn't worked with their hands. Frank Wilson had written a book called The Hand. They got together, JPL hired them. Now JPL and NASA and Boeing, before they will hire a research and development problem solver, even if they're summa cum laude from Harvard or Caltech, if they haven't fixed cars, haven't done stuff with their hands early in life, played with their hands, they can't problem solve as well.
Less free time increases anxiety in the classroom. When there is no play, people and animals do not develop a brain that is normal. There is little imagination and creativity. Children who don't play are generally more shy and insecure. They are more likely to be immature for emotional development.